Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Work Talk. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ryan. We are happy you are here.
This podcast is for people who want to improve their English for work or business and feel more confident in everyday conversations.
Yes, here we practice real English for real work situations. And we keep the language clear and easy to understand. No long grammar lessons. Just natural conversations you can use in any job.
Today we have a topic that is a little bit difficult for some people. We are talking about how to solve a disagreement with a coworker in the office.
Oh boy, disagreements. You know, I am the kind of person who hates conflict. If someone disagrees with me, I usually just want to hide under my desk and wait until they go away.
I think a lot of people feel that way. It is very natural to avoid conflict. We want everyone to be happy. But in business, disagreements happen all the time. It is impossible to avoid them completely.
That is true. We have different ideas, different goals, and sometimes different personalities. We cannot agree on everything. I remember once I had a huge disagreement with a coworker about the temperature of the air conditioner. It sounds silly, but we were both very angry.
Oh, but that is not silly at all. The thermostat war is a classic office problem. One person is freezing and the other person is sweating. But seriously, while small fights happen, big disagreements about work can actually be dangerous for your career if you handle them badly.
That's true. If you get angry and start shouting, you look unprofessional. But if you stay silent, the problem never gets fixed. So the goal is not to win the fight. The goal is to find a solution so we can keep working together.
Exactly. You need to be professional, calm, and willing to listen. Today, we are going to act out a situation where two coworkers, David and Lisa, are having a significant problem with a project.
I will play David. David is a project manager who is very worried about a deadline. He is stressed because the client is waiting.
And I will play Lisa. I am the lead graphic designer. I am behind schedule because I want the work to be perfect, and I feel like David is rushing me too much.
So things are a little tense between us. We had a bad meeting yesterday where we argued in front of other people. Now, I am coming to your desk to fix it.
Before we start, listen carefully to the dialogue. We put 4 advanced phrases in the conversation. These are B2 level phrases. They will help you sound more fluent.
Okay, let's do this. I am walking over to your desk now. I am holding a cup of coffee as a peace offering.
Okay.
Hi, Lisa. Do you have a minute to chat?
Oh, hi, David. Sure, I guess so. What is going on?
Well, I wanted to talk about our meeting yesterday regarding the brochure design for the Johnson campaign. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot when we started discussing the timeline. I did not mean to sound so aggressive in the conference room.
I admit it was a very stressful meeting. I felt like you were not listening to my reasons for the delay. You just kept pointing at the calendar.
I understand that, and I apologize if I seemed impatient. I know you want the design to be perfect because your name is on it, but I am under a lot of pressure from the client to launch this week. They are calling me every hour.
I know the client is pushing us, but if we launch a design that has mistakes or looks bad, it will look unprofessional for the whole company. That is why we do not see eye to eye on this schedule. You want speed, and I want quality.
I get your point completely. Quality is important. But if we miss the deadline, we might lose the contract entirely. Then nobody sees the design at all. So we need to find a solution that works for both of us. We cannot keep arguing about Friday versus Monday.
Okay, I understand the risk. I do not want to lose the client. But what do you suggest? I physically cannot finish the full design with all the new changes by Friday morning. It is impossible.
I was thinking about it at my desk. I want to meet halfway on this. What if we launched the digital version on Friday with a simple design, just the text and the logo, but we wait until next week to print the detailed paper brochures.
That is an interesting idea. So the client gets something on Friday, so they are happy, but I get 3 more days to finish the high-quality print files?
Exactly. The digital version is easy to fix later if we need to, but the print version is permanent. Does that give you enough time to make the print version look the way you want?
Yes, actually. 3 extra days would make a huge difference. I can accept that plan. It takes the pressure off my weekend.
That is great news. I am glad we could resolve this. I really value your design skills, Lisa. I just need to manage the client's expectations.
I appreciate that, David. And I understand you are just doing your job as the manager. It is much better than arguing.
Absolutely. So let's sit down this afternoon for 10 minutes. We can iron out the specific dates for the printing process and send an email to the client together.
Sounds good. I will put a meeting on your calendar for 2 p.m. Thanks for coming by.
No problem. See you later.
Wow, that went much better than I expected. David really saved the situation there. I was ready to be angry again, but he calmed me down.
He did. Playing that role, I felt the tension at the beginning. It is hard to say, I am sorry, or I was wrong. But as soon as David offered a compromise, the feeling changed. It became a partnership again.
That is the power of the right vocabulary. David used 4 very specific phrases that helped de-escalate the conflict. They are very common in American business culture. Let's go through them for our listeners so they can use them next time.
Good idea. The first phrase David used was, got off on the wrong foot. He said, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
To get off on the wrong foot means to start a relationship or an interaction badly. Imagine you are starting a race, like a 100-meter sprint. If you step badly at the very beginning, you stumble. The start is bad, and it is hard to recover.
Exactly. That is a great visual. In social situations or business, it means the beginning of the communication was awkward, unfriendly, or unsuccessful. Maybe you were rude, or maybe there was a misunderstanding.
It is a great phrase to use when you want to apologize for a bad start without taking 100% of the blame. It admits that the situation was bad, not necessarily that you are a bad person.
For example, imagine you meet a new colleague and you accidentally call him the wrong name. Or you forget to shake his hand and he looks annoyed. Later, you could say, I am sorry about earlier. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Can we start over? I am Ryan.
That is a perfect example. It clears the air immediately. It is like hitting a reset button on the conversation.
Okay, let's look at the second phrase. Lisa said, we do not see eye to eye on this schedule.
See eye to eye. This is a classic idiom. It simply means to agree with someone completely. If my eyes are level with your eyes, and we are looking at the same thing in the same way, we understand each other.
Yes, in business, we often use it in the negative form. We say, we don't see eye to eye, which is a polite way of saying, we disagree.
It sounds much softer and more professional than saying, you are wrong, or I hate your idea. It suggests that we just have different perspectives on the same problem.
Exactly. Imagine you want to hire candidate A because she is creative, but your boss wants to hire candidate B because he is experienced. You could tell your team, the boss and I do not see eye to eye on who to hire.
Or, if you are lucky, you can use it positively. You can say, luckily, my business partner and I see eye to eye on almost everything regarding the company's strategy.
That must be nice. It implies a strong connection.
Now, moving to the third phrase. This is the solution phrase. David said, I want to meet halfway.
To meet halfway means to compromise. Imagine I am standing at point A and you are standing at point B. If I stay here and you stay there, we are far apart. But if we both walk to the middle, we meet.
This is essential for conflict resolution. It means I give up a little bit of what I want, and you give up a little bit of what you want. We share the sacrifice.
Right. In the role play, David wanted the deadline on Friday, and Lisa wanted it next week. They met halfway by splitting the project into 2 parts.
You can use this in salary negotiations too. If you ask for a $10 raise and the boss offers $5, maybe you can meet halfway at $7.50.
Or with a schedule. I cannot finish by Monday, but I can meet you halfway and give you the draft by Wednesday. It shows you are trying to be helpful and flexible.
Exactly. It changes the conversation from a fight to a collaboration.
Okay, we have one last phrase. At the end, you said, we can iron out the specific dates.
Iron out. This comes from doing laundry. When you wash a shirt, it comes out with wrinkles. It looks messy. You use a hot iron to make it flat, smooth, and perfect.
In business, to iron out means to solve the small details or problems in a process. You usually iron out the final details after the big decision is made.
Yes, David and Lisa agreed on the big plan. Now they need to check the calendar, pick the exact hours, and write the email. Those are the little wrinkles they need to iron out.
It is a very satisfying phrase because it feels like finishing the job.
So, let's recap our 4 phrases for resolving conflict one more time. First, to get off on the wrong foot means to start an interaction badly.
Second, to see eye to eye means to agree with someone fully.
Third, to meet halfway means to compromise so both sides are happy.
And fourth, to iron out means to resolve the final small details or problems to make something smooth.
Great job! I feel much more prepared for my next disagreement now. Maybe I can even solve the thermostat war with these phrases.
I hope so. You can ask your coworker to meet halfway. Set the temperature between freezing and tropical.
That is a brilliant idea. I will try that tomorrow. Remember, listeners, don't hide under the desk. Use these phrases, stay calm, and talk it out.
Exactly. Communication is the key to everything in the office.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to Everyday Work Talk. We hope this role play helps you feel stronger when you face a challenge.
If you found this episode helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and reach more people who want to improve their English.
And make sure to tune in tomorrow. We have a very inspiring episode coming up. We are going to talk about work motivation.
Yes, we'll discuss how to keep remote workers motivated. We will share some great tips and new vocabulary to help you stay focused.
It is going to be a good one. See you tomorrow, everyone. Have a productive and conflict-free day. Bye, everyone.